Hello my friends and welcome back to Unboxing with Bill. Today I have a very cool package that has come from our friends at Archon Studios. They're the people who make the Dungeons and Lasers terrain, and I'm very excited to open up this box. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so our friends at Archon Studios have sent us this box, and this is a very special endeavor because it marks the first time that Dungeons and Lasers is putting out specific Pathfinder terrain. So they have partnered with Paizo to make this set, which is very exciting, for the Abomination Vaults. Dun dun dun! There's the box, Pathfinder terrain, Abomination Vaults, half-height walls. Now, they have also kindly included this Dwarven Mine set because the Dwarven Mine set can help and has accessories that you can use in conjunction with this. So, without further ado, let's delve in. So, one of the cool things is that this is not just an official Pathfinder partnership, but that it actually features half-height walls. So, I'm going to go ahead and crank this open because there's nothing more exciting than terrain and fun toys for gaming. For those of you who don't know, despite the vast amount of content on my channel related to D&D, I have played Pathfinder, the original 1st edition and 2nd edition, and it's a great game. So if you're looking for an alternative to D&D 5e, Pathfinder is awesome. Okay, so this box, as you can see from my cutaway camera, Dave, can you see that? Pretty clear? 75 pieces to build this dungeon out. And this is specifically designed for a specific adventure path, but I'm pretty sure that you could use it for whatever you needed in any game, pretty much. What I'm most excited about is the fact that this is going to feature half-height walls. So here we are. We include this Dungeons and Lasers catalog, which I'm going to save. This is the Pathfinder terrain. Enter the Mega Dungeon. Evil stirs in the depths of the Abomination Vaults, a sprawling dungeon where the evil sorcerer Belcora Haruvex attempted to raise an army of monsters hundreds of years ago. I'm very excited. Pathfinder terrain, Abomination Vaults. Cool. And then here they have the Dwarven Mines, some fantasy customization bits, animal companions, and then Xenodragons. They have awesome stuff. You guys have probably seen in my other unboxing videos, Archon Studios and Dungeons and Lasers is making some really cool stuff. So this is the scroll of assembly. So this basically is like your little manual for how to assemble these things. Cut the elements from the sprue, make sure to remove all kinds of sprue leftovers, you know, that kind of stuff. So if you're used to building models or putting together these kind of sets, it's the initial kind of setup stuff. But once you get all these things apart, it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to use. And of course, they're paintable. So that's kind of another awesome benefit. So here's all these connector pieces here. Da, da, da. Here's some more of the sprues. Can you see these, Dave? Are they pretty clear? So we have floor bits and we have wall bits. We have some treasure. We have some doors and portals. Lots of cool stuff here. Love it, love it, love it. There's like a sewer grate piece. Can you see that? Nice texture, really nice details. I'm always very pleased with what I get when I see these. And by the way, in case I did not mention it, look to my eyeballs and just know this. This is not a paid video. They did not pay me to unbox and review this. They just sent this to me because they know that I love toys. And I'm very excited about this. So, just sheaf after sheaf of items. Okay, magnificent. Magnificent. So, you're probably saying to yourself, Bill, what do these half-height walls do? What do they mean? Why are they important? Well, allow me to retort. They have these little connector pieces. This is how these little connector pieces that I showed you from the first sheet of things. This is how you connect all the different floor pieces, but they also have these little addenda, these little extra squares. And you can put that in on each side very easily, press it in. And remember, I didn't even remove the sprues yet. So just by putting that in, it now gives me a way to connect this to other floors, or I can put my walls up. So I picked a random piece of floor and a random piece of wall. and I can just pop that in, and presto, I've got the first part of a room. It's nice because you've got the great details, and it's kind of this neutral kind of dungeon gray color. So even if you don't have time to paint this up, it's still going to look awesome on your table. But what about the half-height wall thing? So I brought a couple minis here. One of the fundamental problems with early terrain is that they had such a really cool look, right? With the full-size walls, and it was immersive looking. But a lot of times when you have terrain out on a table, and you have full-size walls, you'd put your minis into a scene, a complex network of labyrinths and hallways, and from where you're sitting, you might not be able to actually see your mini over the wall. What half-height walls gives you is the illusion or the feeling of walls and that space, but it still lets you see your minis. So let's cut to the little camera. So see, here's an example. So if I put a mini here with no wall, you could see the mini, right? If I turn it, so pretend you're at an angle, you could still see your minis and where they are in this space. You can see where the minis are over the walls. So it gives you space, it gives you walls, but it doesn't obstruct your view, your sight line at the table. And I'm a pragmatic person. I think it's important when you're using terrain and minis on the table to make it look good, obviously, but also to make it practical, because you don't want to have this massive dungeon set up on your table and your players can't even see where their minis are without like standing up. That becomes inconvenient. So by having these half-height walls, you still get the feeling of walls, but you could see your actual minis in a combat scenario. So, I mean, this is how easy it is, right? I simply take this up and off, and I could pop these out. I could attach other floors, other directions. Each side of them has more than enough options for those little connectors to fit in, and I could build out my stuff. The cool thing about this set specifically is that it provides the setting and reusable rooms and hallways, obviously. You can build some portion of it and then take it apart really quickly, slap it together for the next scene in your dungeon. And it's really easy to use. They look really good. They're textured, a lot of great details. So another magnificent product here. I'm now going to shift over to this cool looking Dwarf Mine, because this is 5e compatible, right? So it's not specifically partnered with Paizo like the Abomination Vaults, but it's compatible as terrain as well, because this also includes the half-height walls. So it just gives you a little bit of a different vibe here. And if you look at the cross shot, you could see like what this looks fully painted like. It's pretty amazing. Just, you know, by comparison, you could see like, here's the Abomination Vaults. They did a nice kind of bluish green sort of dungeony look. And then here's the Dwarven Mines, which has kind of more earth tones. So it's not going to come painted, but since it has the half-height walls, it's going to have similar features. Let me see here. We'll open this up and take a look at some of these. Yeah, so the floors are kind of more natural rocky earth floors instead of like kind of square-cut dungeon tiles, but also provide you with the grid that you may need. Some of the half-height walls here have little fixtures at the top where you could insert other accoutrements. So let me see. I'm going to pop out. A wall here. Sprue away. And I'm going to pop out a floor. I used to be afraid of breaking things, but now I'm not, because this stuff is also pretty darn sturdy. All right, move that over here. Move this over here. Okay, so here's a floor. I'm going to use a couple of the little connector pieces here. And I'm going to put this wall up right here. So I've got a wall, and you see this little circle at the top? I don't know if that's very visible, but that is where you can actually put extra little dungeon decor. So I just popped out a torch. This is a torch. So I'll turn it sideways. Easy as this. I take the torch out and I pop it in there. Can you see that on the close-up camera, Dave? Yeah, so now your adventurers are walking through a hallway. You can have a torch there. So it just adds a little extra detail, a little extra flavor, and optimization. Like, you can customize the setting. You can put in these little additional decorative elements, and they're really easy to take in and take out. Once that torch is painted up, it could look really cool. So really nice compilation of things here that all plays well together. And that's one of the things that I love about Dungeons and Lasers. All of the sets that they've sent me are compatible with each other. So whether you're playing your 5e D&D game or Pathfinder, you can mix and match these things. And compared to other leading terrain systems, it is extremely affordable. I want to say that one more time. Compared to other leading terrain systems like Dwarven Forge, which I love. Much love for Dwarven Forge. But if Dwarven Forge is not in your budget, this is an incredibly affordable version of terrain. And the half-height walls is, in my opinion, that is the way that everything is going. That's the direction in which everything is going. Because again, people want to be able to see their minis in a scenario. They want to be able to set up things and have walls, but not feel like you no longer have a sight line to see your minis on the table. So really awesome. I want to thank Archon Studios for sending these sets over for us to unbox. And I think it's when school starts up, it's going to be an awesome opportunity for the students to get into a little bit of crafting and learn how to prep and to paint some of these terrain pieces. And it should be a lot of fun to use these on the table. So thanks to Archon Studios, Dungeons and Lasers. And if you haven't checked them out, I'm going to put links to all their stuff below. And they are very active with products. They're constantly launching new lines. Oftentimes they have Kickstarters. So make sure you go check them out. Make sure you check out if they have any Kickstarters going on. And like with anything, if you get in on a Kickstarter, you almost always are guaranteed to get like double the value of what you would normally get if you bought it. So check it out. And thanks to Archon Studios, and thank you guys for liking and subscribing. And stay tuned for more unboxings with Bill. Peace.
Well, hello, and welcome to Bill Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that, because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.